go. Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder with our first NBC weekend preview, and it's a busy weekend of sports in the New Orleans area. First and foremost, Final Four and an unveiling of the configuration, the floor, the scoreboard today. Very nice scoreboard too.
Impressive that they put this this huge device together and getting it ready, and it's about to start for real. Tomorrow or Saturday we will know 2 of the 4 teams. Sunday we'll know the other 2. They'll roll into town middle of next week, and it will be here.
Look forward to that. Where the Saints are concerned, Tracy Porter moves on. He goes to Denver to join Peyton Manning, and the reality is, Lenny, that the Saints really didn't offer him.
No, and obviously that was a position that they're deep at. They're trying to, make the whole salary cap structure work. And it's interesting, Denver. Strange bedfellows there. Porter, the most significant play of his career was an interception of Peyton Manning. Won't have any interceptions there unless they're in practice.
Which is why I brought that up in terms of where he was going. And, of course, nothing new on player sanctions, suspensions, fines, or anything else dealing with Bountygate. I don't know when we're going to hear about that, but I would imagine sometime soon.
I'm not so sure. There's no need for a hurry there, unless the fact that you're going to suspend somebody for a whole season, it might change how you do things there. But if it's going to be a game, 2 games, somebody's going to get just fined and not suspended. I don't see the sense of urgency there.
Do you expect Sean Payton to speak before April 1st?
With the Saints, what you found, at least, and you go off of past performance, is that they don't speak unless they absolutely have to speak. That being said, nobody's going to obligate them to hold a press conference. I don't even know if Sean Payton will go to the NFL meetings next week in Florida. If he does, you could take it to the bank that he will not go to the NFC coaches breakfast and speak there. And with that, I'd be surprised if anything happens. I think if you're going to see an announcement of an interim coach next week, it will be after the NFL meetings. Let that clear, come back here next Thursday or Friday. Yes, it's going to interfere with the lead up to the Final Four, but that's just the nature of timing.
Pete Carmichael Jr. still the favorite, but Steve Spagnuolo in the mix, and maybe even Aaron Cromer. Got to keep that name in mind as well. With respect to the Hornets, Chris Paul returned to town, and the Hornets beat him. And the Clippers, were playing the third of 3 straight games. Clearly a bit of fatigue. Paul didn't play all that well after the first half, and the Hornets were inspired.
Yeah, they were, and I think a lot of it had to do with the crowd that was in the building last night. A good crowd, an inspired crowd. Almost you could describe it as a playoff atmosphere is what I've heard. So good for the Hornets, to do that. The one negative out of the game, the Jason Smith foul on Blake Griffin. No word as of yet, I believe, from the NBA in terms of what might happen there. I would not be surprised if Smith gets suspended at least 1, if not more games for that foul.
And frankly, it would be deserved based on what transpired, and that's too bad. He played a great game last night. Chris Kaman, by the way, everybody overlooked that. He was facing his former team, and boy, he played well in that game. The Spurs in town tomorrow night, boy, that team just keeps rolling on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as you've got Tim Duncan out there, the parts around him may continue to change, but that is a solid franchise, and obviously, with Dell Demps being here, this is the franchise that they want to emulate, and at some point, hopefully, he will get the pieces and parts to be able to do that.
Full coverage at SportsNOLA.com of that game. And then, of course, the New Orleans VooDoo back in action Friday night, hosting the Milwaukee Mustangs, coming off of a really good performance and a very difficult loss against Philadelphia. And being a Friday night, might they draw better?
Perhaps, yeah. I think, the fact that it is at night and not 80 degrees and sunny outside like it was on Sunday. People had a lot to do competing with parades out in Metairie. You don't have those competitions, if you will, this time around. So you would think it would be a better crowd, and hopefully their performance of the first week, albeit in a loss, will help as well.
Yeah, injuries a problem. Jarrett Calvin, their best defensive back, maybe best defensive player. Hamstring, he's out. Robert Henderson, defensive end from Ponchatoula, really good player, out for the year already with a shoulder injury. So hopefully that will not set this defense back too far. And, of course, we hope you'll have a chance to check them out and enjoy it. You can listen live on Rush Radio 99.5 WRNO. Lenny, it's always a pleasure. Have a great weekend.
Same to you. See you Monday.
All right. Look forward to it. This has been the first NBC Bank Weekend Preview. And for SportsNOLA.com, I'm Ken Trahan.